Well, guys, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. I am leaving my house. I'm on the way to Dad's. We're going to drive 2.5 hours to Pensacola to look at a 25-foot Topaz with a Cummins in it. A built-in cabin and a tall tuna tower with a second station. So we'll just be adding another boat to the fleet if everything looks good and sounds good on it. You know, it's got a blown head gasket, but on them old Cummins motors, the heat doesn't really hurt them all that bad. We've had multiple mechanic friends tell us not to worry about that boat, so I guess we're going to go off and take a look, and then, yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. Well, guys, it's been a couple days since we went and looked at that 24-foot Topaz, but, yeah, we got it. And this thing is plumb beautiful. It's already got the tuna tower with the second station up top with your trim tab design, your marker light, your throttles, all that good stuff. Nice little seat. It feels pretty sturdy up here. The plywood might need a little bit of a refreshing, I guess is how I would put it. It's not super rotten, but it ain't super solid. It's a big old solid bow cap with a little bit of thing there to get into the cabin with the anchor, which goes down nice and clean looking into the storage spot down in the cabin. And it's got all this plastic stuff that's probably going to come off because it's kind of dirty and it's way too hot to be not having any wind out there, as some of you probably know. Some of you probably still do know. That being said, we also have a pretty nice sized Garmin on there. This is Simrad. I'm not sure what this is actually. It's autopilot. So that's pretty cool there. And we got all the gauges that are nice behind this plexiglass. We got a wet sound stereo. Nice little system box there. More trim tab controls. Pretty nice sized chaplain's chair with more rod storage. You know, full back, of course, because it is an inboard. And I do remember what the guy said about the Simrad. He says there is autopilot and all the lines are ran, but the servos are not hooked up. So that should be a pretty simple fix. We also got plumbing for a live well that's pumped from there to circulate, and then probably go down through that drain hole there for a round live well in the corner, so you don't have to have one necessarily built into the boat. Got a rod holder ladder here, and don't see nice little shaft coming in. Speakers, but the main thing about this boat, ladies and gentlemen, something that I'm very happy with, is this 6BT Cummins that is dropped inside of this thing. Now, it's the guy said it needs a head gasket, but this older motor like this shouldn't be hurt at all. They're very strong, sturdy motors, and all it is pretty much a tractor motor. So I'm very confident that this thing will move this boat very reasonably for the size of it. Moving forward, you flip that little thing up and you move this back, and we got a nice little cuddy cabin in here that has the subwoofer and a ventilation port and everything. I'm guessing that's to get, I don't know what it's for. I've never really been a big inboard guy, so we're learning. Oh, and it came with a brush, dude. What? That's nice, huh? Looks like a cigarette lighter port there. And a couple other boxes that I'm not sure what do. I'm sure we'll figure that out as time goes on. But, you know, you could hide up underneath here and take a nap as long as you had a little fan to blow on you. You got rod storage. We could lock it up. And that's where the anchor line feeds through from the top that I was telling you about. So that's pretty cool to have. It's nice and neat. Really makes this deck look real clean. I mean, of course, that anchor right there probably is going to be replaced with a bigger one. Hopefully, I can figure out a way to run a windlass in there to help pull the anchor, because yeah, that's not the subwoofer, that's the amp. Actually, I am very bad with electronics, but as you can see, the cabin's not too bad. I'm not a tall guy, but I'm also not a little guy. You know, I'm 5'8", 210 pounds, and I'm pretty comfortable sitting down in here. So, you know, it is what it is. You could definitely hide from the sun in here, and I don't think it'd be that big of a problem to, if you wanted to take this boat out and sleep overnight. If you're a real, you know, I don't want to say not a wuss, but if you're not a wuss, you could definitely come out here and sleep in this boat, because there's really nothing to it. I mean, there's enough space. I mean, you just keep this open. You have a little battery powered fan hooked on right here. You could definitely sleep in this boat. I mean, but it won't be for the faint of heart for sure, just because I don't think anything on an offshore boat really is for the Going back to this, we got a multi-stage battery charger right here that is running God knows what, I don't know. It's just more electronics and an autopilot computer. See, everything in this boat was very well taken care of. I mean, all this is nice and neat. You could tell somebody who used this boat before us was definitely on their way to trying to make it a very nice boat, and either they got a better deal or they just ran out of time and resources to throw into it. So I don't know, I think Dad really made a good purchase with this one, and hopefully it's going to produce really good content, because there's a lot of potential to be had in this boat. I mean, it really, this little anchor line cabin, see, that's the one that goes through the bow cap, and then we got, I don't know, it seems like 200-300 foot of line on this boat, which is what you would need to fish in the kind of waters I expect to be fishing. But I'm not really sure how I would go about mounting a windlass in here, just because it's got to pull through that. And I feel like that would put a little major kink in the pressure of pulling, you know what I'm saying? So maybe if I could find a way to mount the windlass up top and then have where it feeds down into that after it comes off of the spool, I guess you would say. Well, just going through the windlass idea with Dad, and he said we could do that for a few trips, but then he said that if we like it, it's probably going to have a trolling motor on it. So that blows my ideas right out of the water.
Hey, what's credit cards, man? What's credit cards?
Somebody's got too much.
Yeah.
Too much credit. Another reason I know this boat was being built to use is that you are responsible for your rod and reel. That tells me that somebody was building this boat up to be a charter boat, and it would have been a really good one. And honestly, guys, I am seriously thinking about getting my captain's license, because I know I can catch fish off this boat. No doubt. Snapper, cobia. I think we can do some serious work. Keep in mind, guys, this is a 70-something model boat. But look at this beautiful, beautiful hull. I mean, ideal. That nice high bow, beautiful trailer it's on, except for the fender wells, because it's a little too wide for the trailer, but that all can be adjusted. That gel coat can be painted up, studded up, you know, make it all look nice and pretty again. And of course, the name has got to be changed, because First Light is a really cool boat name, but it's just not what we do here. So we're going to make some things happen. Y'all stay tuned. And then like, comment, subscribe, or don't, you know.